Hello, human-shaped friends. Today's watercolor time-lapse of mushroom-like species. Well, actually, they are all mushrooms and fungi and the like. But it is a black trumpet mushroom. This one is edible. It's actually known for the food that it makes. The food that it makes, I swear. No, it's actually a very well known ingredient. A lot of chefs use it, but I couldn't tell you about its texture or its flavor because I hate eating mushrooms. I think looking at mushrooms is interesting because mushrooms are interesting. The way that they work is fascinating. But I hate the texture of mushrooms. I have always hated the texture of mushrooms. I will always hate the texture of mushrooms. Now, the flavor of mushrooms is somewhat more complicated because I have cooked things that required mushrooms as an ingredient, and then when I plated it, I picked out every single mushroom that I could because I liked the flavor that the mushrooms added, but I could not stomach eating the mushrooms because I hate the texture of mushrooms. I actually have I don't know if I'd call it like a spice, but it's basically just like powdered mushroom that I occasionally throw into stuff. But I hate the texture. I don't know. I'm a texture person. I've always been a texture person. It's like a gazpacho, the thick, cold soup. That's just a big no to me. It's the wrong consistency for the temperature it's supposed to be. And it makes me wonder if because it is cold, it's that texture and consistency. It's just deeply unpleasant. I know that it isn't that way for a lot of people. Some people actively enjoy those things. I am not one of them. If the texture of my food is off, I can't eat it. I've always been that way. I've always been told I was a quote unquote picky eater, but again, that's just because I was, undiagnosed for the vast majority of my life and punished for it. Any hoodle. Yeah. Mushrooms. Huzzah. I don't know. I don't know any chefs. Actually, that's not true. I do know a chef, but he moved away. So I don't know any chefs now. So I can't really, ask them what their favorite mushroom to cook with is. I suppose in theory I could reach out, but I think I'd feel really bad reaching out of the blue and being like, hey, I know we haven't spoken in over a year, but what kind of mushrooms do you like cooking with and why? It just, I don't know, feels too self-serving. Then again, I struggle to reach out to anyone for anything at any point in time. I kind of always have. I don't want to bother people. I've been told repeatedly that I'm not a bother, but I kind of figure that they're just saying that to make me feel better. Mental illness. Thanks for making me question literally every decision I've ever made. Sarcastic thumbs up. But no. Yeah, so painting black. Let's talk about painting blacks. It's about layering for sure, especially if you're trying to give something form. I am a big believer in not using out of the tube black. I just am. Whether it is acrylics, oils, or watercolors, I make my own black, which is intensely easy to do. But that way I can control how warm or cool it is, which is very important, especially for conveying depth. It's just how your eyeballs work. Cool things tend to get pushed back and warm things. Oh, wow, me yawning right in the middle of this. Super unprofessional. Way to go. Yeah. Cool tone things tend to drift towards the back and warm tone things tend to come forward. It's the same with atmospheric perspective. It's just how your brain does stuff. How your brain does stuff. Boy, howdy, I am scientific today. But yeah, I just find my own personal mix of blacks to have a lot more depth and richness to them. I'm not saying that out of the two blacks are dead. I'm just saying that they don't harmonize with what I want to do. And because I have the ability and the capacity to, I just will mix my own black. And I do for basically all of my blacks because I can. I have the time, I have the resources. Actually, I don't have resources. I have art supplies that I've been hoarding for the vast majority of my life. Anyway, have a day. See you next time.